What's up, my gooners and goonettes? Welcome back to MILGRAM. Last time we left off, we had just finished watching Shidou's second voice drama. No, I'm not going to pay attention to what I said. I said what I said. And now we're going to be moving on to Mahiru's second voice drama. I want to thank everyone by saying thank you for all of your support and everything they've been doing for this series. I think we're going to come to a close on this series within maybe the next few weeks. Until there's something more to watch. Which, I mean, what was it you guys said? It's months between, which, of course, that makes sense. You know, take all the time you need for animating, lyrics, recording, all the script writing, and all that other shit, right? That's awesome. They should actually absolutely take as much time as they can and pay everybody fairly that is involved with these projects. Also, I want to say thank you guys as well to the people who are paying to watch these videos, or, well, paying to support these videos, not to watch, to support these videos on Patreon. And oh, look, right there, oh, right there, look at all those ones right there. I know this one's definitely a little bit more low key. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm feeling so like low key right now. I don't know. Don't ask me. But yeah, we're gonna be watching Mahiru, and we'll see where it goes. There was a tornado warning today. It was only like 10 miles away from me, and I was in my basement for like an hour. I had taken all my computer stuff down there, and that basement is not something that you're supposed to stay in, but I did. So yeah. Oh, and we will be watching the second trial interrogation questions. But yeah, let's get started, shall we? She's so fucked up. I feel so bad for her.
久しぶり、エス君。
マヒル、
会いたかった。いや、
大丈夫なのか。
車椅子あったら一人で移動できるようにも
Holy
なったし。
shit.
お前の状態は指導から聞いている。
そっか。
尋問に出てこれると思わなかった。
全部指導さんのおかげだよ。ミルグラムにもありがとうだよね。医療器具とか車椅子とか貸してくれてありがとうだね。S 君に言うので合ってるのかな。
I had to be wheeled around in a wheelchair for a single day because I was in the hospital, and it hurt, like I couldn't physically walk because of how much pain it caused me. Oh my lord. Shout out to all my disabled homies out there, right? Shout out to everyone out there who has, you know, garnered strength from that and or puts up with it.
なんでそんな悲しそうな顔してるの？
そんな大きな怪我をさせてしまったから。
でもこれはことこちゃんだと思うからね。 S 君が悪いわけじゃないんでしょ。だからってことこちゃんのことも恨んだりしてないんだよ。譲れないものがあったんだと思う。
This poor freaking gal, dude. This poor gal. I feel so bad for her. Oh, she ain't do nothing wrong. She ain't do nothing wrong. Mahiru innocent, I swear. I'm sorry for calling you a yandere.
もし、
そん
いや、もうやめてほしいけど、 なんて
真昼。
ごめんね、心配かけて。
She does have what is it, 8 8 broken ribs, so I ain't ever broken a bone, actually. No, I guaranteed have. I think, yeah, I definitely have broken bones, but I don't think I've ever gone to the doctor for them. That is something you should not do. But that's kind of what happens whenever, when you were a kid, you were kind of afraid to speak up. And also the fact that you kind of couldn't tell if you had a broken bone or not, because it was like a hairline, and you were just like, oh, my fingers hurt. Oh, my toes hurt. Puts up with it for 2 months. Oh, it's gone now.
大丈夫、痛くない。
ひどい怪我だ。痛むに決まっている。
痛くないよ。
嘘をつくな。今指導を。
本当だよ、痛くない。あなたに許されなかった心に比べたら全然。
Look, I know, I get it. I get that they've all committed murder, but like the biggest point behind this entire fucking thing is that you might forgive somebody that I might not forgive, right? Plenty of people forgive Amine because she's a child, right? I don't. Plenty of people will actively, what's it called? You know, like forgive Haruka because they feel bad for him. I didn't. Plenty of people will say that Fuda is guilty because of so-and-so. I didn't. But I did say that people like Shidou was guilty, at least whenever I first saw him. I don't think he's guilty anymore. Or the fact that I saw Amine as guilty, or Haruka as guilty. Oh, what are the other ones? Mu is guilty. She's so fucking depressed.
こんなの大したことないんだよ。あれからずっと聞こえる私を許さないって声。S 君の誰のわからない。わからないけどずっと聞こえてた。
真昼、落ち着け。
私がやったことはそんなに悪いことなの。私はただみんなと同じように普通の恋愛をしてただけなのに、なんでそれが許されないの？ねえ、なんで
真昼、
やめて。
She is.
ごめんなさい。
She is so fucking traumatized. Holy shit. Wow.
急に触られると痛いの。思い出して怖くなって。
いい。喋らなくてもいい。
God damn.
ゆっくりでいい。
I mean, like, I still don't understand what her murder was, and thankfully I haven't been spoiled on it. Hopefully this interrogation or the music video will reveal it, but, like, all that I know is that a lot of people think that she's, like, a yandere and killed her lover, but that's not the full story, or, like, not completely true, or not true at all. But,
ごめんね。S 君のことが嫌いとかじゃないからね。
深呼吸しろ。大丈夫だ。
her breathing is really labored. I don't know if that's intentional or not, but it really sounds like it.
もう大丈夫。
真昼。
ねえ、S 君、なんで私は許されなかったのかな。S 君の口から 聞きたいな。
僕の口から。
前も言ったけど、私はただ人を愛しただけ。ミルグラムがどういう映像を見せたのか私にはわからないんだけど、あなたの目にはそう映らなかったの。あなたには何が見えていたの？あなたは何を感じたの？
僕の目に映ったのはお前が楽しそうな姿だけだ。恋をしていたんだろう。お前が幸福であったことは僕にも伝わってきたよ。
だよね。とても
That
楽しかったの。
is really interesting because from S's perspective, remember, they are only voting guilty or innocent from what they see, and we are the warden influencing them to make those decisions. So many people might be under a false pretext of what is going on with Mahiru, and that influenced the voting for her to become guilty. So possibly there could be a thing of like, oh, they did see something and they interpreted the video a certain way, and that led them in character to voting guilty. Or you could have this thing now where it's like, I don't know why I did.
恋したくなった？
それは知らん。
釣れないな。で、なんでそれが許さないことにつながるの？
確かに幸福な映像に見えた。ただ前提としてミルグラムはお前を人殺しだと言っている。僕はそれを額面通りに捉えるわけにはいかない。ミルグラムが見せるのは本人の心象風景だ。必ずしも客観的な事実を映すわけではない。
Yep. Which is a big thing that I've always been talking about, is how, like, every video has to do with, like, how the person views the events and the mental image of those events. And I really do believe that at least one of these prisoners has been fucking with the mental image of the shit that they produce to, like, sway the results. Possibly Kotoko, with how strong her willpower is, or maybe Shidou, with really wanting to be voted guilty. Because I was told in one of the comment sections that it's implied that in the Shidou video that his house is also like a funerary home. Like, the walls of graves is a part of his house. And I don't know how much to believe that. That seems a little too fantastical. But at the same time, this is MILGRAM, right? So who fucking knows?
どうした？
マヒル、あんまり頭良くないからわかりやすく言ってほしいな。
I forget, was it Mahiru or Mu that didn't know how to say big words or understand big words? I think it was Mu that it was her that didn't.
お前はお前の都合のいいように事実を解釈している可能性がある。幸せな恋愛はお前の認知の中だけだというな。
So it's going down the interpretation route.
僕は判断したと思う。
それはショックだな。
Guys, crackpot theory time. When she was doing the sex is what I'm meaning, with her lover, she accidentally killed him by giving him a heart attack. She was so good that she killed him.
君は私が
And she didn't realize it.
嘘つきだと思ってるってことだね。 何かそう思われるようなことしたかな私。
僕は看守だ。お前を傷つけてしまうことは分かっているが、自分の考えは伝える。
聞かせて。
お前の愛が人を殺したと言っていたな。
そうだね。
一方的な愛の感情による行動、例えばいわゆるストーカー行為、そういったものの果てに人を殺した、そういう
Which
可
could
能
be
性
a,
もある。
a possibility that she was a stalker. Which was actually one of my first theories, was that she was a stalker, and then like yandere on top of that.
ひどいな。
あ、そうだな。
私が実際に何かしているのを見たわけじゃないんだよね。
ああ、直接的にはな。
そう。
あくまでミルグラムは三神性だ。結論ではない。現段階ではその線で見ているというだけだ。
私と彼は愛し合っていたよ。ちゃんと彼氏と彼女、大学で出会って、私は初めてだったからうまくできたかわからないけど、普通にお付き合いしていたと思う。私は運命だと思った。彼もそう言ってくれた。
そうか。
Interesting. So she's telling the truth. It wasn't a one-sided love thing, and that's just the interpretation a lot of the people took from it. Because after all, the whole idea, like, you know, juxtaposition, you know, subversion of expectations, all those kinds of writing tools could be what's being used with Mahiru, right? That idea, like, you know, the one where in the very beginning, the very first Song of Prisoners, where there was like the one thing of like the photo, and like it, and I said that one of them had to be a stalker. What if that was just like, what if it was Mahiru that took the picture, but it was just the house of her boyfriend, right? That was it. It wasn't like anything weird or creepy, like stalker-ish. It was just the fact, like, oh yeah, I want to take a picture of it so I remember where it is. That sort of thing.
ストーカーなんかじゃない。エス君からしたら、私がストーカーでもそう言うって感じだろうけども。
そうだな。
でも決めたの。私も自分の気持ちをきちんと伝える。彼は死んだ。もしかしたら、私の
There is also the possibility that she was just overbearing as a partner, and that led to his death.
愛のせいかもしれない。
マヒル。
でも私は普通に人を愛しただけなの。何も間違ったことはしていないと思う。そして私は愛なしでは生きられない。
Luca, live with love.
なぜそこまで。
人を愛する尊さを知っているから。人を愛した瞬間に変わる世界の美しさを知っているから。私を許さないということは、私から愛することを奪うということ、それは生きていないのと一緒。水が飲めないこととか空気がないことと一緒なの。
So there's like no possibility that Mahiru is aromantic.
だからこの愛が許されないなら死んだって構わない。ことこちゃんの行動だって大した問題じゃない。彼女も彼女なりに。
I think you should blame her. I think you should say, fuck you. Because, yeah, fuck Kotoko. I am like, I'm gonna be 100% honest right now while I'm recording this. I am bordering on, like, disassociating. Like, I am... Woof! I like, just woke up, and I think my medicine is wearing off. And, like, I am... my ADHD is, like, rapid firing, and I am having a hard time focusing, but I'm trying my fucking hardest.
だと思う。だから私は咎めない。私も私の愛が間違っていないと思うから。私の愛を恥じないでいたい。S 君がどう思うかで何かを変えたりしないって。
Resolve.
圧倒された。
I'm stunned.
すごいな、お前は。お世辞でなく、すごいと思った。
褒められてる？
かもな。そんな状況で誰も恨まず、強くあって、他人のことも包んでしまえる。
Emphasizing with others or
そんなこと
empathizing?
ができるんだ。
これが愛の力なん。
Yes, I'm praising you. Good girl. Good girl. There you go.
マヒル。
レレ調子乗っちゃった。
Nobody clip that. Don't clip that. Don't clip that. Don't clip that.
お前の気持ちは伝わった。正々堂々、第二審もお前を判断する。
それでいいよ。
Kazui, get the fuck in here. Not Kazui, Shidou.
すまない。お前がこうなったのは僕の責任だ。
That's a big thing that I was curious about of how Trial 2 is going to develop is during these interrogation questions, if anything fucking major happens. Not even just character-wise, but like also inter-character-wise. Kind of like with Makoto's voice drama where like Kotoko came in. Or the fact that like in any of these music videos, the music video itself could be used more as a way of showing through song the events outside of the prisoner's mind. So like what if there's a fucking music video of a person of like Kotoko going around beating the shit out of each other, out of everyone, instead of it being like her internal thing, right? And I'm not saying that in a way of like, oh, as in her memories of it. No, I mean like a literal music video of the current events going on, as opposed to the internal images and mental images that MILGRAM would be extracting. A non-extracted song. Dude, I want to give her a hug. So bad.
お前を許さなかったことは僕の意志だ。詫びるつもりはない。だが、ことこの行動を予測できなかったことは僕の落ち度だ。こんなことになると分かっていたら。
こんなことになると分かっていたらことこちゃんを許さなかったの？ことこちゃんが悪い人を攻撃していくって知っていたら S 君がことこちゃんの罪を見て許したいと思った気持ちも。
I'm curious that with everything going on and how Kotoko in this trial round has been one of the biggest causes for a lot of people's favorite characters getting hurt or not hurt at all, that her vote might be completely skewed to one direction. And I'm very curious to see about how they take that. If they're going to I just fucking realized 3 trials. So the third trial is right now, and then most likely after this third trial, there's going to be technically a fourth one, or like the end to the third trial where the results are in one more time and if they're guilty or not. I just realized that.
判断も変わっちゃうものなの。これは S 君の信じることをした結果なんでしょ。お仕事頑張った結果なんでしょ。覚えてるかな、第一審。私お仕事頑張る人好きって言ったの。
ああ、言っていたな。
私は S 君にお仕事頑張る人好きって言ったから、この痛みも受け入れるよ。だから周りに何を言われても、あなたが思うことをすればいいと思うな。
お前がそれを言うのか。
S 君、お仕事頑張ってて偉いね。あれ、泣いてるの S 君。
泣いてない。
強がりだ。
違う。話はここまでだ。続きを見せてもらうぞ、マヒル。お前の気持ちに応えるためにも。
ふつつか者ですが、よろしくお願いします。
囚人番号6番マヒル、お前の罪を歌え。
Yeah, Roku is 6, not 8. Roku is 6. I'm just a little stupid. Next! Oh, this one's short.
食事プラスアイミスユー来週会えますかの KDS 許されない生きがいも息もできない狂気は私の愛なんですよ。みんなは良くて私はダメなんて理不尽ビトゥインレイアン大重いから捨てようだなんて、そんなの絶対無理。食欲ない眠れない髪もボサボサ。これからどう生きていけばいいの教えてくれなきゃ私になれない。一食シューマイナスアイミスユー、こんなに一途でキュートなハート勝ちまみれ泣いてる終わりだ。あなたが踏んだの私の愛なんですよ。どうかしちゃうよこのままじゃ。好きだよって言うのも好きなのに。
Oh, he's hot.
気持ちはアンコントロール。迷惑だってちょっとねどうして認めてくれないの。だって好きたいだって大好きたいだって好き
There's a pun there because it both sounds like Dai and then Daisuke. Oh my god, a carousel of agony, bad apple. Oh, boy. Okay, so clearly she didn't actually feed him rats. That's my interpretation right off the bat. We're actually going to start from the very beginning this time around because I have my thoughts in order fucking finally. I like this song a lot. But really interesting here. Her lethal weapon is the ability to love. Notice here is that it almost looks as if, via the way that like this is framed, it's almost as if she's holding him up, like hanging him. Like she was the one that hanged him, which makes sense given the fact that she thinks that she killed him and other things like that. I really don't think that these visuals are meant to be taken literally. First off the bat is this idea that they might be homeless or something, or like off in like something horrible might have happened, that like they had to survive on their own as like homeless and, you know, out in the forest or whatever. I really doubt that that's what's actually going on. I think what's actually going on is the fact that... Okay, I'm trying to think more properly of how to word this. I think that this is actually a representation of Mahiru's internal delusions. But perhaps it's two ways. One, the relationship was actually toxic and she didn't realize it. Maybe she was overbearing. Maybe she was love bombing, other things like that like that was her abuse, but she didn't realize it. And to her, it was all this other stuff, but to him, it was, you know, toxic. It was like being fed rats. But he was almost like codependent on her, or maybe, you know, he didn't feel like he could leave her or anything like that, because as she did say, that they did both truly love each other. So maybe that is a skewed view of their relationship, but does actually have some truth into it. Or it's more along the lines that it's Mahiru having an intense form of depression that makes her view this love in a either dark light or a very happy light, depending on her mood, almost like on a bipolar disorder sort of thing. Where maybe, like, whenever her boyfriend was around, maybe it's almost a reflection of Haruka in a way, of her dependency on love, of wanting to be loved by somebody, that she then feels happy. I also really think that this idea of feeding is not literal either. It is... the food is a representation of love. Unless you want to take it very literally and say that maybe they were happy and then something really fucked up happened and then they had to, like, live in the woods or whatever and she ended up starving him to death or something like that. But I'm trying to figure out through these visuals of all the different interpretations that I've offered of what exactly was the murder. Clearly she ate him because cannibalism is symbolic of love. Duh. You know, that trope. But I do not think that that's what's going on. I also do see that this visualization right here, because notice how they're both torn up. It's not one of the things like where he's torn up, she's fine. They are both torn up. That I think it could be symbolic of the fact that is that over time the relationship began to have wear and tear, And the line food, shelter, clothes, food, shelter, love, and miss you is not a literal thing. I mean, it could be, but it could also be a symbolism thing of, or an allusion to the fact that she thinks love is more important than these very base desires, these very basic needs, right? And those other basic needs weren't being met other than love. And that was what was grinding away the relationship, because she wasn't offering or providing any of the other stuff for the relationship, like companionship or talking or other things other than love and romance. Because notice how he stops and he seems to collapse, almost like he is starving for something more in the relationship. Her emotions are out of control. Yeah. It's the situation that maybe she wasn't providing other things of a balanced, proper relationship, but she was only providing love. But he wanted more. And then we see here that in her eyes, she didn't notice that it was something more than that. Because notice, it's the same food. It is the same strawberry shortcake that was being fed to her before. So the love that she was being fed before, she is now giving back to him. But she's not realizing that the whole, food, shelter, all this other stuff, is that's what's needed. Not this sweet cake, so to say, that is needing to be fed. It is something else is needed in the relationship. And to him, it's as if being fed rats, because he's sick of it. That's not what he needs. That's not the love that he needs. That's not what he needs in this relationship. It could, see, because it's flashing back and forth. It could also be the fact that this form of love may have been only romance, and that was slowly killing him. Maybe literally, or maybe more metaphorically, and it led to him maybe killing himself. Because remember, the duo here is, no, it's Shidou and Mahiru, not Kazui. Because Kazui and Amine, youngest and oldest, yeah, never mind. But given that Kazui is the one that's next, and he has to do a lot with relationships too, there's a clear, duality there as well. I also think that the carousel is symbolic too, because one, it looks like it's abandoned, worn down, not truly what it once was, but also the fact that it's a facsimile. It's fake. It is not, those aren't real horses. They are on a path, and some people ride them thinking that that's what it's like to ride an actual horse. That's real entertainment. That's all these other things that the facsimile of a carousel is supposed to be. But in reality, to others, it isn't that. And it seems that very clearly he did end up killing himself. Because possibly he wasn't able to escape her. And she didn't realize the wrong that she had done. It wasn't out of, malice or anything. She just literally didn't understand that she was doing something wrong. Very similar to how Amine doesn't realize that she's doing something wrong, but there is definitely a clear form of malice in Amine, at least in some regard, and it pushed him to kill himself. Maybe that is how she became a stalker or something along those lines. He moved away, and then she ended up finding pictures of him and finding him again, because she didn't realize that they were broken up. And maybe, I don't want to put the blame on the victim or anything along those lines, but perhaps if they communicated better, that it would have been able to be a more clean cut. But it is also on Mahiru herself, too. And regardless of this, I'm still going to vote her innocent. can't see what she has done as something of ill will and bad intent of resulting in the murder of someone, because one, she seems very fucked up now, like very like, is she regretful of loving? No, but she does seem regretful of the fact that she did cause her lover, the one person that she loved, to die, and that it was her fault, at least if I'm reading the lines correctly from this voice drama. So I am going to say innocent for Mahiru. Okay, let's move on to the second interrogation questions. Get it, die? It was threefold. Die, as in the beginning of the word monster. Daisuki, love you. And then that was what you would call a triple entendre on some fucking Eminem rapping shit. Or MF Doom. Or Kendrick is also really good at triple entendres. I remember one bar that MF Doom said, 1 for the money, 2 for the show, green fucking meth, whatever the fuck that it was, and it was like broken down like meth. He also meant meth, but also something else. It's only 4 seconds. Okay, we gotta put this in, fast forward this, so that I don't have to wait so long between the questions. What's your opinion on marriage? It's a good thing, clearly, because he was married. How do you feel about your victim? I don't know which one you're referring to. Okay. So that does muddy the waters, but it also shows that possibly he was talking about his family was his victims and he wasn't able to save them. Also, I just want to mention here that somebody was like, you have to remember that one of the things that makes it a little selfish and turns it into a little bit more of a morally dark thing for Shidou is that he was trying to convince the people to do the organ donations. And yes, I do realize that. I talked about that. I hope it wasn't cut out. Is that, yeah, he was trying to convince people to do the organ donations, but it was for a good reason. You know, he was still saving people, or even if it was more, even if we want to say that the reason why that the people he killed was his family, because he wasn't able to save them through the organ donations, and then also the comatose people at the same time, he was desperate. It wasn't out of malice. It wasn't out of a sense of evil or anything along those lines, right? And yes, I do understand the connection that people can have to comatose and brain dead individuals, but there is also the fact standing of why and how Shidou was thinking through it at the time. It was one of those like pragmatic things and begging and all this other stuff to save other people, right? And sometimes that's what doctors do. Sometimes you gotta work with what you're given, because if one person here is in a comatose state that is brain dead, functionally dead, right? Just not biologically dead in the way that their heart is still beating. But there are people over on this table that you need to save. Then yes, maybe you do need to beg so that you are able to save a life, right? As a doctor, right? Do no harm. But there comes the paradox in the fact that you might be harming these people. You might be harming this family. But you are helping this person in front of you that's laying on your operating table. And also, you have to remember that one of the things that he did say was, he was very blunt. He's like, I'm going to kill you. They are going to die. Do you usually wear rings? They dull the sensations in my fingertips, so I tend to. Yeah, there's nothing symbolic about that whatsoever. Can you speak languages other than Japanese? English and casual conversation level German. Really? Wow. Do you have a good relationship with your family? Yes, we were the happiest family imaginable. Holy fucking shit. He is so depressed. Oh wait, what? Hold on. I didn't realize that shifted. Do you think you could forgive Kotoko? No, I cannot acknowledge the use of violence to solve problems. For selfish means, absolutely. But violence is not avoid thing. It is how you apply violence that matters. It's kind of like fentanyl. Are you abusing fentanyl, or are you using it in a medical sense? Hold on, did I miss anything? No, I didn't. Alright. Are you on good terms with any of the fellow prisoners? Kayanos-kun has ended up, you know how, and additionally, I am no longer able to smoke. I feel lonely following the smoking group's disbandment. So Makoto and then the other one are in Kazui was the smoking group. What does your name mean? I think it means to wish to become strong like a lion. It seems I don't live up to that name at all. Well, you kind of do live up to it in a more ironic way of a cowardly lion or a reserved lion, that sort of thing. So, I mean, which is technically still symbolic where his name means something. It's just the opposite of that meaning, which is a great writing tool. Please draw a sketch of yourself. He is such... I just realized his moles almost look like he's constantly crying. That is so sad. Of course. What does your family look like? My wife and my 2 kids. Ugh. Can you drive? Yes, I can, but I don't really want to anymore. Oh my god, let me guess. He was in a fucking car accident. What are your thoughts of automated changes? The adults need to do something about it. It's frustrating because I can't move around due to being busy treating injuries, so I have no choice but to leave it to someone else. What did you major in school? It was medical school. Have you contributed to society? I had thought of my work as contributing to society. But he says had, so probably he doesn't anymore. How did you meet your lover? In our neighborhood. Our relationship began as family friends. What does your dating history look like? I don't remember that much, but I had one girlfriend in kindergarten, and then 2 relationships in elementary school. I started going out with my wife in 2nd year of middle school, and we've been together ever since. Wow. Do you resent in the judgment passed in the first trial? I didn't understand it at first. However, it's true that if I was not forgiven, there would have been lives unable to be saved. Which, again, seems that that's the thing that is being in his mind the most often, is being able to save people. What was your lover like? She was a strong person. I'm quite careless in private, so I'd been relying on her. What is the ultimate form of love? Being together until death does us part. I think the ultimate form of love is literally having somebody, like, if specifically because I'm autistic, is having somebody that you can hyperfixate on shit with, and like being like basically friends plus with somebody. You know, all that other the romance stuff doesn't really matter to me. But if you find a best friend that is so bestest of friends that you want to be with them in every way, shape, or form, physical and otherwise, I think that is the best form of love. What's your brain on marriage? It's something I really dream of. How do you feel about your victim? I loved him. Do you usually wear rings? I want to. After all, it's been my wish to receive one from my boyfriend. Can you speak languages other than Japanese? I chose to learn Chinese in university, but well, I don't think I can go up to speaking. Oh, okay, I get what that means. Did you have a good relationship with your family? I think it was what they call a sheltered girl. I'm grateful for my mama and papa, but maybe they were a little strict. So maybe a little bit different than Moo. Do you think you could forgive for Kotoko? I don't hold a grudge, at least. It was over something non-negotiable, after all. Well, Is it non-negotiable? Are you on good terms with any of the other prisoners? Since he's been treating my injuries, I've gotten to talk to Shido-san a lot. Yuno-chan too. She says Chan for all of the girls. What does your name mean? Something like, may the darkness of the night never come. Hmm. A lot of people some people are like, oh, names don't need to have symbolic meaning, but I believe names should always hold symbolic meaning, whether that's the name that you choose for yourself or as a parent naming a child of what you hope for your kid to become, or something that means a lot to you. That's so cute. Do you like children? Yep. I always dreamed of the older being a girl and the younger being a boy. What does your family look like? Papa, Mama, Mahiru. Can you drive a car? I have a driver's license, but it doesn't get any use. Well, depending on where she is in Japan, it's pretty walkable, so... Or maybe she was a passenger princess. What are your thoughts on Amine's changes? If I were healthy, I'd like to play with her a lot. She likes kids. But I don't think Amine would like that, nor would she like being viewed as a child. What did you major in school? The Faculty of Literature. She wanted to become a literature teacher. Have you contributed to society? I don't think there's anything I can mention with confidence. Seems like she's started going through like an episode there. Or maybe her fucking hands started fucking up because of nerves. How did you meet your lover? We made eye contact at the university terrace. I really felt like it was fate. I attended a girls' middle school and high school, so I didn't date anyone until university. Oh. So she is most definitely not a lesbian. Or at least, she didn't realize it at that time. Do you resent the judgment passed in the first trial? I don't hold resentment towards anything. It's okay, really. I feel like that's just something she tells herself. What is your lover like? Just a kind person overall. What is the ultimate form of love? Being together forever. And you can definitely take that as being never being separated, no matter what. Fuck off. This is a really weird way to format it. Why is S on the... I don't like this. I don't like change. Okay. The apostrophe is the wrong place, too. Okay, anyway. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like down below. And if you want to support me monetarily, I have a Patreon and a YouTube membership. Both are very cheap. You can look at the very, very end of the video. Like the last 5 seconds to see the full advertisement for that and the prices and everything. And you don't have to pay to be a part of the Patreon. And you will get your name listed with everyone else. So, yeah. Thank you all. Let me know your thoughts down below. I am very much enjoying MILGRAM, and I cannot wait for tomorrow's episode. Or, well, I'm probably going to record it on Thursday and then upload it Friday. So, yeah. Thank you all. Sorry if this was a little bit more of a mellow episode, but I think it's deserved given how mellow of a subject matter was being talked about. So, yeah. Thank you all, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye. Thank you to the members and patrons, aka the Ultimate Pirate Fleet. Saline, Peachy Bun, Sleepy Sheepy, Lolo Bartazal, Finch R, Eminelli, Belle, Lily McMillan, Henri, Shira, Angel313, Andrew Ortega, Ariana Henry, Yoan, Test, Helen, Miles Morales, Boogalarka Boggy, Moonze W, On You, Lind, the Vocaloid Nerd ARG, Distar, AAT, Yui Izumi, Leia, Chocobu/Chris, Annie, Shen Guang, #1 Ash Bradley fan, Michaela Malone, Gondala, Elin Levens, Mealy, Sin, Amon Klein, CEO, Ori, Questionable Decisions, Chizuru, Rumi1, Shali CC, Purest Failure, Silan, Vin Mikaniri, Wef Nai, Kaku, Gukan, and Mana. And a very special thank you to the paid tiers, starting with Fresh Pirates, Yui Izumi, Shelly, and Angel313. And now for the crewmates. Saline. If you wish to support me, you can do so by becoming a member through the links in the description down below. You are all a part of the Ultimate Crew. And if you wish to have your name listed, you can do so by reading the stuff that's in front of you right now. Thank you.